Hey guys, I'm here in my 2009 Mini Cooper. I was watching YouTube videos and they had this thing called infinity mirrors, that a whole bunch of videos on that. So what I made is infinity cup holder filler, basically. I don't know why I made it, I just wanted to see if I could do it. So this plugs into my USB, which I switched out the cigarette lighter to a USB, and it converts the 5 volts to 12 volts for the LED light strips in there, and can't get a really good shot, but it's supposed to like repeat itself like to infinity of all the lights going down into the middle. So it fits right into the cup holder. So what I was going to do is I was going to make a second one for the right side. I don't know why, but decided to go ahead and do that. So let me show you how I made this. I wish I can get a better shot. There you go. Now you can see the little lights, the LED lights. So I'm using blue LED lights and different plexiglass and stuff. Go ahead and make this. I'll call it infinity cup holder light or filler or whatever. So let's go ahead and start making one. Okay, the frame that holds it all together is these round metal things, and the 2.75 inches diameter by 2 inches high, which fits right into the cup holder. And these are actually, I think, used for baking. Basically allows you to make biscuits or wherever, to punch out biscuits at this size. So they come 2 in a pack, got on Amazon. They were cheap. These are step up. They step up 5 volts to 12 volts. And let me open one of these up. Okay, basically you have output plus and minus, and you have a trim to trim it out exactly at the voltage you want. You have input plus and minus. You could solder wires on, which is what I did, or you could use a micro USB. So that's that. Got that on Amazon too. Then you're gonna need some of it's bigger spool of this. I only cut a small piece. It's one-way mirror stuff film. So basically one side has a protective film that you would peel off and stick it on, and this is what this looks like. I think what you do is you look for a percentage of light transmission through it and reflectivity on it. So basically you want to be able to see through it, but if it's dark on the other side, it will end up reflecting it back. That's how you get that infinity mirror reflection going on inside. What I used is 1/2 inch plexiglass and a 1/4 inch plexiglass and acrylic. Let me go get that acrylic mirror. Okay, this is the acrylic mirror that I got. Got on Amazon too. Different, you don't need big sheets, but it comes in a pack with a whole bunch, more than I need. So I think that's all the parts. The tools, you need a hole saw, and this is a 2.5 inch hole saw, and pieces of wood, clamps. So let me show you what the first thing you need to do. So it took me for the longest time how I was going to cut out a piece of plexiglass without actually putting a hole in the middle, because that's what a hole saw does. It has a center bit. So what I did is I went ahead and drilled a hole in this piece of plywood, took out the core. Now I'm going to use this as a guide, then take out the bit, then I'll clamp the pieces I want to cut out, the plexiglass and the acrylic mirror in between underneath this, and just go ahead and drill through. One of the things you're going to need is a water bottle, because you want to keep your drill bit cool, otherwise your plastic will do this. What happens is your plastic will start melting and it'll get stuck into your drill bit, and it'll be hard to clean off the edges. If you do it with it cooled by spraying water on it while it's happening, it's good to have a second person help you. Then you can just take a utility knife and just a little bit of plastic that's kind of like deformed on the edge. You can just cut that off really easily, rather than this is messed up. So let's go ahead and start cutting plastic. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the 1/2 inch plastic. This one takes a long time, so go slow. You gotta use a heavy, high torque drill, or even better if you have a drill press. But go really slow because especially for this 1/2 inch, it takes a long time. So let's go ahead and get cutting. Okay, here's the first piece. This took a while, probably over 5 minutes, less than 10 minutes. Going slow, refilling the water bottle a couple times. Keep it cool. So this piece takes a while. Okay, I got set up for the 1/4 inch plastic in between this. So this one should go by a lot faster. Okay, your piece might get stuck in your bit like this. So basically just take out your bit, and then we'll put a screwdriver in from the other side and just tap it around the edges with a hammer with a screwdriver inside to pop it back out. Okay, here's the other piece. You know, that looks thicker than a 1/4 inch that I'm using, maybe 3/8 that I'm drilling out, plexiglass. So pop this piece out. So now I just have to do the acrylic mirror piece. Okay, this is the acrylic mirror. Still got the protective plastic on there, that's why it looks all funky. So let's take everything down to the shop and put it together. Okay, this is a 1/2 inch piece. I peeled off the protective thing, and what you'll see is on this side you see that melting, that piece around it. So basically you're just going to take a utility knife and go ahead and just break those pieces off. Should come off clean. It did for the other one, so let's see what happens with this one. Okay, here it is, all cleaned up. You'll find out it is a pretty tight fit, but there's some gap in there because what I'm going to use is double-sided tape around the edge to kind of make a tight fit down into this biscuit molding thing, whatever you call it. So we'll go ahead and clean up this one and see if any cleaning up on this one. Then get the LEDs and start assembling. Okay, here are my pieces cleaned up. I got the thicker plexiglass, the thinner plexiglass, I think it's 3/8. The mirror, which actually used a hole saw for it, but it actually got all scratched up and stuff. So this stuff, since it's so thin, you can cut it with scissors. So what I did is I just traced it out, used scissors and cut it off. It still has the protective film on it. That's why it looks all, if I peel that off, it'll be nice and clean. So this actually has a sticky on the other side. So what I'm going to do is peel off that piece and then stick it on the thinner piece of plastic. Okay, these are the LED lights. It comes in a big spool of 16 feet. What I have is blue ones. Got these on Amazon. They run off 12 volts. So I cut off a strip that's long enough to wrap the whole inside of this. And so it's actually a little bit longer than I need, but I'm going to go ahead and trim back the plastic here so I can solder some wires to it. Okay, there are the wires soldered on. On that last one I made, I actually put shrink tubing over all this, and this one I'm not going to do that, and I'll show you why. And this end is actually too long, so even though it says cut here, I'm going to, on the other one, just like I did, I'll trim it back closer to the LED. That way it'll actually fit better inside the frame here. Okay, on that other one, to get this to set in here, I actually used this double-sided tape, which actually I cut to the width of this and then squeezed it in, which is really hard because it would want to be sticky and get it in there. So this time I think I'm going to try using a glue gun and see if that works better. Okay, this is using the hot glue gun. Actually, probably the tape, if I find thinner double-sided tape, probably would have been a cleaner job. So actually I might go ahead and pop this out and switch over to the double-sided tape because I think it is a neater, cleaner job. Okay, I like that much better using the double-sided tape. Hold it in. So next I'm going to put the LED lights in, and that has a peel back with a sticky on the other side. Okay, just to test it, to make sure they light up, the LEDs. And so you can see why I didn't do the shrink tubing, because when I had the shrink tubing before, it would actually it would push this piece above the shrink tubing, so you wouldn't get a nice circular wrap around it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and lay these where I want them, and then use some hot glue to hold them in. Okay, now I'm gonna drop this piece in and wrap the wires along the edge. So don't forget to peel off the protective cover before you do that. Okay, there's the mirror in. So now I just need to hook up the 12 volt to 5 volt board underneath on the bottom side of this. I thought it didn't look right, so I popped that back out. Got to put this film in. So I got to cut a circle of this and drop it in there. Might have to put the LEDs back out again and do that. Okay, so you want to cut this just to make sure it's a little bit smaller so it fits in there and doesn't bind. Peel off the back protective cover and go ahead and lay it down and make sure it's nice and clean. Okay, here's it back together with the mirror and the LEDs. So actually it looks right now. Get the much deeper reflections going down. So let me go ahead and get the little circuit board and go ahead and solder that in. Okay, you'll need a USB cable because I'm going to cannibalize this by cutting this. Need this piece. But ideally, if you find one that's like this, you know there's only power coming out of this. So there should be only two wires, red and black, for power because there's no data because there's a jack on the other end. Okay, I did drill a hole on the side here, so that way that's where the wires will come out, so I can put a grommet and feed this through it. Okay, before I went and soldered it, I did plug it in to make sure I have around 12 volts, and basically just turn that pot a little bit to get it down to 12 volts. So let me tweak it a little bit. Okay, just an eighth of a turn, and I'm at around 12 volts, so I'm pretty good. So let me go ahead. Okay, here it is all hot glued together. So clean up the glass a little bit and let's take it to the car and see how it looks. Okay, there it is with my LED armrest. Camera kind of washes out the LEDs, so kind of can't see it as well, but it's more defined with the naked eye. But that's what it looks like. One of the sillier things I've done. But just wanted to see if I could make infinity cup holder fillers that run off my USB there. So there it is. So if you want to make your own, that's how you do it. So thanks for watching.